Before I yield the floor to you, General Pandey, I'm imagining a conversation between Xi Jinping and Modi. And Modi is pretty upset that China has been putting all its machinery, arms, and ammunition into Pakistan. So they are fighting it out, having an argument. And Xi wants to have a clincher. So what he says is, मेरे पास manufacturing है, submarine है, AI है, तुम्हारे पास क्या है? And Modi answers, मेरे पास बे है. Over to you, sir.
मोदी विल से हमारे पास ऑपोजिशन पार्टीज हैं.
आपको भेज देंगे, आपके पास भेज देंगे.
एक आध को आपके पास भेज देंगे.
I'll just like to say a couple of things, sir, first before I come to the subject. Please understand that when our country is going to rise, right? And it is rising. People may have various opinion. You can use statistics the way you want to. The bottom line is rising. Now, is it because of the present government or any government we can look at it, or is it only because of our people of our country who are so innovative and pushing for it? The fact is that when you rise, there will be always friction, right? The friction mostly will also come from the people where it is going to be affected. When there's a competition, when you're rising high, the Indian mind, unfortunately, doesn't work to prepare its ground ahead. That means we are not aggressive enough to prepare, but we are defensive enough to fight it out. So this entire thing will happen to us. ये हमारे ऊपर जैसे जैसे हमारा देश चढ़ेगा ऊपर, वैसे वैसे आपके दुश्मन किसी न किसी बहाने आपको नीचे गिराने की, रोकने की कोशिश करेंगे. और जिनकी पेट पे आप लात मारेंगे, जहाँ पे एम्प्लॉयमेंट का इशू होगा, जहाँ फंड्स का इशू होगा, दैट थिंग विल गेट चैलेंज. इट इज वेरी क्लियर. द सेकेंड पार्ट इज, I always watch who is anti, somebody mentioned anti-government of India. I don't think it's anti-government of India. You look at pre-independence and post-independence, how we are coming up. Activities are not against the government. It is always against the people of India. And that, unfortunately, जो हमारी political parties हैं, ये चीज़ समझ नहीं पाती, that people actions are not against Modi, actions are not against the present government or BJP. ये जो actions हैं, ये हमारे देश के खिलाफ है. और ये जब चीज़ें वायर में आती हैं, BBC में आती हैं, जब UN कुछ बोलता है ये फेक न्यूज़ है या ये मैनिपुलेटेड है, इट्स पार्ट ऑफ अ टूल किट ऑपरेशन, सिलेक्टिव एक्सट्रैक्शन ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन देन प्लेइंग बाय वायर, और वायर ने एक हफ्ते के बाद में बोलते हैं आई एम सॉरी, ये तो थोड़ा सा गलती हो गया, बट ओ बाय द वे वी हैव नॉट एक्चुअली रेफर्ड टू देयर इज समथिंग, दे विल ऑलवेज मैनिपुलेट, So when these people write something, that means we must understand that we are going somewhere right in our direction. And therefore, जो हमारे देश की जनता है उस तरफ ज़्यादा चलनी चाहिए. जब आपके पास में वायर वाले या BBC राइटर्स आपके खिलाफ कुछ लिख रहे हैं, that means we are doing something very, very right, and it is hurting an ecosystem outside our country that doesn't want you to move forward on that path. And that's the way it should be. Now you imagine, as just now Jaldushan said, that it is the number of projects which the present government has taken on, right, have always been initiated, thought, planned also during the Congress regime. So to say that everything goes to the credit of the mind of the brilliance of the current government may be not correct, but then possibly the previous government did not have the money, funding, or the spine to push these projects ahead. So they thought about it and they tried to do something about it, but then let it pass. You imagine if this project had been initiated in time of Manmohan Singh or before that and had rolled out in the right manner, today we would have a place of a leverage, a place from where our precious foreign funds, dollars, go out to Singapore, Colombo, and other areas. They could have remained with us for better usage, right? So when you look at the whole complexity, then you realize that somewhere we have been sluggish Now bureaucracy has to blame it, or the politician has to blame it, or maybe our very nature of being relaxed uh, is to be blamed. We have to see about it. But the fact remains that this issue got discussed. I was part of a place where this discussion took place about a couple of years back, and I always told those people that don't put it as a military project. And I'm still not putting it as a military project. I am trying to put it out as a project, like somebody said, it is Hong Kong of India. If China can have Hong Kong, or the Britishers could have Hong Kong on the other side of the globe, right? Right under the nose of the Chinese, why should India not have its own Hong Kong under its own belly? There is a question which is to be asked. Why suddenly you become so conscientious that India should not have Hong Kong? If Singapore can be Singapore the way it is, why India should not have its? Because look at the population. Singapore is not even our city worth population, and 1.4 billion population, the scale we have, we must have thousands of Singapore to be able to be where we should be. Why should we not have one of ours in Andamans, which becomes our place? And what my recommendation was that you allowed the government of India cannot run the show. This has to be run by the private players, people who can invest, people who can draw people who can come and invest in that area and run the show. The moment you will give it to the government of India to run, it will fail. It will become expensive and beyond expensive. This requires at least 20 years worth of a investment by private players, from where they can actually have this entire multimodal concept which can come about and make their money. But when they make that money saves our Indian money to go outside. Then comes the next level is of a leverage. And now with Hormuz, right, this discussion took place some time back. Niti Aayog has been working on this project for some time, and Manmohan Singh's government thought of it 15, 20 years back. The issue of Hormuz, when it comes, now you please understand, when monetization of Hormuz will start, it is not only Iran and Oman will monetize. There will be larger number of other such choke points which will get monetized. It can't happen that okay, Iran will monetize and rest of the country will say चलो ठीक है हम फ्री में जाने देंगे और ईरान को हम पैसे देंगे. Everybody will do it. And therefore, why should we not have our own little place for monetizing it? Where is what is so wrong about it? So let's just look at the not only the geopolitical, but let's look at the economics part of it. The next part is about the complaints which are happening, and lot of people who are rich living in AC. You need to go and see the UN headquarters in New York. The entire system inside has got minus 18-degree temperature, is so chilled out, right? So all these people are getting paid, living in a fantastic 10-star, 20-star environment, sinking money. People are writing papers and papers out of it. But when you look at the tribals condition where they are living, right? So look, the Indian people, and again I don't want to say government of India, when people of India make roads and bridges to reach out to the tribal areas, then you say their unique way of living is going to be sorted out. Well, New York got made, the entire US got made in a place where Red Indians were there. Where are they? They are in camps getting drunk and drugged and sidelined. The second is when you don't, then you get those pictures of the places where people say that India is moving fast ahead, but look at the poor tribals, they don't have anything to eat. The whole LWE concept which came about was because there was not enough investment done for the tribal areas, the Naxal areas which are currently changed. And again, why are you denying, not giving the choice for the people of Andaman Nicobar to see what are the possibilities for the future? So, when you look at the socio-economic factor of this, the next part people are talking of And General, very nicely, General Dushan brought about only 1.5% of the forest cover is going out. Let's look at the greenhouse effect. When you make solar gas 450 megawatt plant, which is combination of a gas cum solar plant which is self-sustaining, what happens? The number of energy, the greenhouse gas energy which is being emitted will reduce. So we start looking at the whole facet. You realize that this is value for money, value for leverage, value for future of India. The last part before I let go of my talk, sir, we need to see the map which Jan Dushan showed, not from Indian point of view looking towards Indonesia or Malaysia. When you sit at Andamans and you look at those lines which are going towards India, right, and all across towards Thailand to Bangladesh to other places, the entire picture changes from the maritime point of view. And then it becomes very clear that Bay of Bengal is actually Bay of Bharat, right? America can move on to Diego Garcia, can have its own areas even in today's environment, tiny, tiny little islands all over the place in Pacific. India cannot have its own ocean which can be looked after in that manner. Why should we not have our third aircraft carrier in the sea? And that should be our focus for tomorrow. It's a great aircraft carrier. It's a great depth which we have, and it is our territory. We should be exploited. UN and everybody will say about all this nonsense or wherever it happens. But I guess India is in the current churning of a geopolitical environment. This is the best time to do what you want to do for your country and move ahead, not get stalled by elements within and by the pressures from outside. Yeah. Thank you.